Amtrak 19, the southbound Crescent, is approaching its next station stop in Anniston, Alabama. Under its wheels, new rails and fresh ballast. But off to the side of the right-of-way, wreckage from a recent Norfolk Southern derailment. These cars came off the tracks here in Iron City on Thursday, March 9th, 2023. And the photos are courtesy of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. According to the NTSB, which is now investigating, NS Train 245A-109 derailed 2 locomotives and 37 rail cars. This included 3 empty tank cars with residue of hazardous materials, but they did not release anything, according to the NTSB. I should mention the train actually derailed in 2 places, and the scene you see here was closest to the head end of the train. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. Norfolk Southern estimated damages to signal infrastructure, equipment, and track to be around $2.9 million. Now, the train in question here had 6 locomotives and 108 rail cars. And I found 2 of those locomotives near the Anniston Amtrak station. These were not under power at the time of the derailment and were being transported as waybill locomotives. That basically means Norfolk Southern was being paid to move them somewhere, but I don't know what the final destination was for these 2 engines. The NTSB said these were picked up in Bluffton, Indiana on February 24, 2023. Both of these are old, rebuilt general purpose or GP locomotives manufactured by General Motors' Electromotive Division in the mid-1950s. They worked for Illinois Central for many years and still wear that railroad's paint scheme. The IC's so-called Death Star logo is on the nose. Now, I did my best to try to find the owner behind the RMEX reporting marks, but was unsuccessful. At first glance, these things seem to be in decent condition, but the NTSB's preliminary report pointed out a significant issue. According to the NTSB, quote, the waybill locomotives were not equipped with alignment control couplers, which resist lateral coupler movement under compressive in-train forces. NS Operating Rule L212 prohibits coupling together locomotives without alignment control couplers when those locomotives will be dead in tow. Okay, so dead in tow means the locomotive or locomotives will not be under power and used to pull the train. And lateral coupler movement means movement from side to side. Alright, here's exactly what NS Operating Rule L212 says. A. When the consist includes more than one locomotive that does not have alignment control draft gear, extreme caution must be exercised when applying locomotive or dynamic brake or handling the throttle and backup or shoving movements to prevent locomotives from jackknifing. B. Locomotives not equipped with alignment control draft gear when moving dead in tow in a locomotive consist or train must not be coupled to another locomotive that does not have alignment control draft gear. Exception. This restriction does not apply to a light locomotive movement. This can all be found in NS1, Rules for Equipment Operation and Handling, effective January 1st, 2019. The NTSB also found, quote, an NS inspection performed before the first movement involving the coupled waybill locomotives did not identify the absence of alignment control couplers. Furthermore, the NTSB noted that, quote, the waybill locomotives were moved by 4 trains before being added to train 245A-109 on the day of the derailment. I tried my best to capture a few close-up photos of the couplers on these units with my drone, but I honestly couldn't spot the difference between these and what you'd see on a more modern locomotive. I should also mention 4 modern diesels were on the head end of the train in question, but the NTSB's preliminary findings weren't clear about which locomotives actually derailed. Keep in mind, this information is preliminary. The NTSB is still conducting its investigation, and they say, quote, future investigative activity will focus on NS communication, maintenance and inspection practices, locomotive and railcar positioning, and train handling. Of course, I'll keep an eye out for any updates. That's it for now. As always, thanks for watching.